This is the way a republic ends. Now, I get it. I mean, the president really, really, really wants to work with Congress. He really does. But they don't really agree with him, and it is a crisis. So he's got to go to the authoritative level, you know, and tell everybody what to do. Yeah, there's a word for that. I'm trying to remember what it is. I remember. Dictate. That's what somebody who's going to dictate. Wait a minute, that would make somebody a... No. Gee, just think how much he can get done. Hail Caesar. I'm not sure which is more disturbing. Obama testing the waters here, or the fact that the people cheered. Which do you think? Cheer? It is a pattern. People cheering on a dictator wannabe. Watch this pattern.
The Senate blocked a bill that would have created this commission. So I'll issue an executive order that will allow us to go forward, because I refuse to pass this problem on to another generation of Americans. I know some here wish that I could just bypass Congress and change the law myself. I know there's some folks who wish I could just bypass Congress. I can't. Now, I know some people want me to bypass Congress and change the laws on my own. Believe me. And believe me, right now dealing with Congress, the idea but believe me, the idea of doing things on my own is very tempting.
Anybody ever see the episode where I talked about that former Czech Republic editorial, where they said the problem is not Obama, the problem is the American people? Because if they fall for it this time, they'll fall for somebody worse next time. It's the American people. How many times did he say, you know, there are people that want me to bypass? He's setting the road. He's plowing the field. That's all he's doing. And the people are cheering him to violate the Constitution. Excuse me, but I believe the president took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Two thoughts on this one. The enemies are within inside the gates. The enemies are the defenders. And does anybody remember how hard it was for this man who just never blows a line to take the oath? Do you remember that? When he took the oath, he screwed it up so badly, he had to take it without us watching him take it, which is strange, the next day. There's one more thing. He doesn't like the Constitution. He loathes the Constitution. He calls it a charter of negative liberties. He believes it should be a charter of positive liberties. That's like, you know what? I really love the color orange. If it were just green, then it would be great. But that's nothing against orange. It just should be green. He's fundamentally transforming, not protecting our Constitution and our country. We are living. Did anybody read that? I don't expect anybody did. Anybody read Philip Drew, Administrator? Not a soul. Good for you. You guys were smart. I recommended that like 2 years ago, and nobody read that. It's one of the worst books I've ever read. I mean, just poor literature. It's bad. It was Woodrow Wilson's favorite book. And when I started reading about Woodrow Wilson, I wanted to get into his mind and see what he was thinking. So I figured, you know, I wanted to find out what he was reading all the time. He read this book 3 times. It is the blueprint for what we're going through right now. Philip Drew, administrator, a guy who just wants to serve. That's it. He just wants to serve. He just wants to help. But he can't be president. He shouldn't be president. No, he'll just be an administrator. And he'll go outside of the Constitution. It's exactly what we're living now. And Barack Obama has surrounded the Constitution with boards and commissions and agencies, and he'll just administrate. They have the power of the economy. They can control it. Business. They can control everything, and they don't have to answer to Congress. He is putting a pillow over the face of our system. The founders created this system with the intent of slowing madmen down. That's why it's so arduous. That's the trouble with our system. That's the beauty of our system. They created it to slow people like this down. Give you enough time to catch your breath and say, whoa, 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 wait a minute, wait, stop. He is replacing this with a system that answers only to him or people like him. Am I calling the president a fascist? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
GBTV. The truth lives here.